Alright, so in today's video we are going to talk about bread, its recent price action, and we are going to answer the question if this is a good time to actually accumulate bread. So welcome back to the channel, guys, and if you are new, please consider subscribing. And now let's focus on bread. That's 4 hourly, by the way. So firstly, right, we basically had this, dump that occurred due to the fact of what happened with Japanese market, and the second time bread actually found a support above 0.786 Fibonacci retracement zone, and we also turned green on Madrid ribbon, guys. So the question is that the beginning of the next pump for bread? Bread also had a new listing on the new exchange, but now, guys, let's actually switch it on a daily time frame and let's see what is going on. So we basically had a wick above 0.5 zone. All right, so that is very interesting. And also another fact is that we have flipped bullish on MACD, as you can see in here, ladies and gents. All right, so now the question is that good time to buy bread? Well, I am aware that probably many people were buying in here, right, because they need that confirmation bias, right? Like, oh wow, bread and meme coins are going towards the upside, let's buy, right? But then they obviously have experienced a sell-off, right? So now bread is still basically around 49%, right, from its previous highs. So if you guys are going to accumulate, let's say now, I'm not telling you to accumulate bread, right? It's meme coin, right? But obviously I'm letting you know what I'm thinking and I'm letting you know what I'm doing, right? I have purchased bread in that zone, right? Unfortunately, I have bought a green candle. However, I'm not day trading, right? This is accumulation for 2025. So I don't really care, about that couple of percent. You cannot really time the market, right? I do believe that time in the market is definitely much better option to actually, deal in that market. So if we are going to come back to previous all-time highs, which I believe is not maximum what bread can achieve, we are going to see 106%. However, if you are going to decide to degen into bread, make sure that you pick up to 6,000 USDT as a bonus, as a reward on Bybit. And if you are located in US or somewhere else where Bybit isn't allowed, make sure that you also check out VPN, because that will allow you to use sites that are basically locked in your location. And also on the top of that, that is preventing from hacking attacks. And a nice thing about NordVPN is the fact, if I'm actually going to click on my dashboard, well, at the moment I'm not connected, but let's say that I want to connect to United States, right? So as you guys can see, we are being connected to Seattle, and this way, if I'm going to, let's say, enter Netflix, if you're guys into movies, I can actually watch movies that are only in United States versus my location that is in Thailand. All right, so let me just disconnect it. All right, and as you guys can see, there are different thread protections and DNS filtering and stuff like that. So obviously that is something good, especially if you are into crypto. All right, the links are visible in here. And now, guys, looking at overall market, right? So shout out to crypto space. Actually, I've started posting something on X, so make sure that you check out my account. And now, guys, altcoins are in preparation for the parabolic stage. Gaussian channel stayed green 938 days from 2016 till 2018. Number 2, Gaussian channel stayed green for 854 days between 2020 and 2022. In this current cycle, we are sitting on day 245, which unfortunately I forgot to mark on the chart. But if we are going to draw 861 days, that is going to put us in 2026. So guys, this cycle could be very, very long cycle. And by the way, this is total market cap excluding top 10 on a weekly chart, which I believe is one of the best macro, aka big charts, to actually determine where bread actually is in the cycle, right? Also, if you guys are going to look at RAR indicator, every single time we have dipped so significantly, we had this dump on a RAR indicator, and then we have jumped towards the upside, right? Just like in here, right before we had the dump, right? And that was before the halving event as well. And then we saw pullback on RAR indicator, and after that we basically clear out a little bit more zone towards the upside. So in this cycle, guys, we are doing pretty much similar thing. We are dipping below, and now RAR indicator is basically in that zone, which basically signaled the bottom, right? So let's see how this is going to play out this time. All right, and on the top of that, guys, altcoins dominance dropped significantly on a weekly time frame, just like in 2019, 2020, 2023, and each time the dominance spiked towards the upside and stochastic RSI marked the bottom. And the question is this time going to be different? So let's see. By the way, guys, this is total market cap that is excluding top 10 dominance on a weekly weekly chart, all right? So now looking at 2019, we have dip towards the downside, right? And then we had the spike towards the upside, right? And of course, stochastic RSI basically marked the bottom as well on a weekly chart. 2020, exactly the same case. Shaky by lizard people, in my opinion at least. Anyways, 2023, exactly the same thing, right? And then we have experienced that first proper leg in this cycle, right? And now 2024, guys, as you can see on that chart, we do have two green candles. So the question is this is the time for altcoins to actually finally bounce towards the upside? And looking at stochastic RSI, that is basically showing bottoming out. I'm not saying that we are going to see huge pumps right away. However, the chart speaks for itself. Well, I hope. Anyways, looking at Titan's chart, on a weekly time frame, which is cap and handle for Bitcoin, he's basically telling us that when we are in doubt, we should zoom out, and the cap and handle pattern is still in play, and the target is around 110,000 US dollars, guys. All right, so I do believe that patience is the key in here. And also Aurelien is saying that the Bitcoin bull run begins right now. So let's have a look, guys. Right, so this is the previous cycle, right? 2020 C19 reversal pattern, right? We saw that before, and after that we went towards the upside and we actually came out of that formation. So this is where we are at the moment, right? So everything is actually pointing out towards the upside, right? And I know that many of you are shaking your pants. I do understand that, all right? Anyways, another chart, and this is total crypto market cap that is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum on a 3 daily chart. And Alt Street Bet is saying that altcoins are grinding higher. From the standpoint of Elliott wave, I do believe that altcoins are looking bullish, all right? It's just a calm before the storm. But anyways, looking at this chart, which is total 2 on a weekly, we can clearly see that this is where we are at the moment, that red rectangle of boredom which we have experienced in 2020. All right, so nothing on these charts in my opinion is looking bearish, all right, but these are obviously macro charts, guys. Anyways, shout out to Mr. Mickey Bull Crypto. Bitcoin beast is yet to come as DXY is heading to break below the support line, and this will initiate parabolic when it happens. So looking at DXY, which is obviously dipping or at least going towards the downside at the moment, and once this thing is going to drop, we are going to up for BTC, just like in here 2021 and just like in 2017-2018 run. This is Bitcoin's inverted chart, and Mr. Max is saying that not many people are ready for this consolidation. We are here, breakout, and then continuation. So let's have a look at the previous run, right? We had the consolidation after the first pump basically, then we had the breakout, yeah, and then we had the continuation. So let's have a look where we are at the moment. All right, we are in consolidation, right? Then we are going to see the breakout and then continuation to, let's say, 140k if we are going to take this as an example. Shout out to Trader Tarangate, and USDT market cap is 117 billion, which reaches all-time high right now. The situation is quite similar to that in 2020. BTC reclaimed to all-time high and USDT market cap continues going higher. Eventually BTC would have a final bull rally from this point. So as you guys can see, in the previous cycle USDT reached its previous all-time high, and after that we basically had a huge rally towards the upside for BTC. That was exactly the same time when BTC was actually retesting its previous all-time highs. All right, so now we are exactly at the same time. So the question is, are we going to see the pump sooner rather than later? Bitcoin has bounced up from spring of Wyckoff accumulation structure. This whole structure at this level is considered as reaccumulation phase, which is just before the markup phase. If BTC passes through the resistance, the markup phase could bring BTC to another level. So guys, we are still basically in that zone. I know that this looks boring as heck, but this is where we are roughly in spring event. All right, so could we see the final pump soon, or at least continuation towards that resistance level, and then finally the breakout? That's a great question, guys. All right, but in my opinion, everything that I've showed you so far looks still bullish, right? Just a little bit longer term. So Brett is trading at 927 million in terms of market cap evaluation, right? So with the type of advertising they have and spreading the love, you know, all over the world, in Africa and many other places like Korea, Europe, etc., everywhere pretty much, you know, their market marketing team is unbelievable, and also it's a top meme coin on Base chain, and Base basically belongs to Coinbase, FYI. Many people are not using other exchanges like Bybit, for instance, or Mexi or whatever, meaning that this is going to be pretty much number one crypto to invest when we are going to reach that level, when crypto is going to be everywhere and people are going to be investing into that. So I'm going to give you a very conservative price prediction, right, which is, let's say, 20 billion USD for bread, right? So that, in my opinion, is going to do easy 20x, and of course it can do much better. I don't think it's going to do less than 20x, but heck, let's see what's going to happen in this cycle. And I would like to remind to everybody that if you are DJing into bread or any other meme coin, by the way, this video is not a financial advice, make sure that you are taking out your profits along the way. All right, that's it what I've got for you. I hope that you have enjoyed, and I wish you have a great day. Peace and love, crypto.